So in the formula sheets for capacitors network is the opposite of resistance. So when it's in series, it's got a formula just like a parallel resistor network. So if you have more than 2 capacitors, you will just keep adding a reciprocal of the capacitance value. So in this case, we have 1 over C total is equal to 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2. So in my lower ability students, they would just put in the numbers and then put in the calculator. Very valid. But in our case, today, we're just going to do the math side to rearrange the formula. So to add fraction, you have to have a common denominators. So for those people who are watching this video, maybe weaker at the math side, you can now watch how I do it. So I times this side by C2. I must time the numerator by C2 as well to make it equivalent. On the other hand, I also have to times by C1. So I must times the top by C1 as well. So what you will get is C1, C2 on the bottom, and then the top will be C1 plus C2. So to find CT, you take the reciprocal of itself. So 1 divided by this side and 1 divided by this side, and reciprocal, you can often say just flip the fractions upside down. I don't like to say that because there's no such thing as just flipping of fractions. So the division, good morning, is, so therefore CT is C1, C2, C1 plus C2. Now I want to challenge my students today in this class. What happened to a formula without doing any work? Okay, what would it look like if it was 3 capacitors based on this? So what happened if it's a 3 capacitors? If it's a 2 capacitors, C1, C2 over C1 plus C2, what would be a 3 capacitor situation? That's what commonly people say is the wrong answer. Now, because you're thinking, that means you're trying to solve the whole thing in your head. So the pattern is C1, C2, C3, but then it will be C1, C2 plus C2 plus C3 plus C1, C3. So what I'm trying to say to you is don't try to be smart and think that it's just simply C1, C2, C3 over C1 plus C2, C3. Yeah? Most people use that sort of thing. Okay? So that's the wrong way. That's the right way. Yeah? Okay? So, but again, you can do your maths if you know how to do your maths. So now, very easy then. Now we've got this formula that we've recreated. So it's just 12 times 18 over 12 plus 18. The answer is 7.2. Exactly, yeah? Farad. That's it. Done, guys. Okay.